Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I don't know what you're waiting for. If you've come back, hit the subscribe button. And if you're returning, hit that likes button. And if you're passing through, hit the subscribe button and the likes button. You have nothing to lose. It's free. It costs you nothing. So hit that subscribe button. It is hot here in San Diego. Very humid here today. I don't like the summer. Oh, I can't stand the summer. I like, where it's, I guess, fall and spring and winter. I'm a winter person. So today we're going to talk about this missing person. Her name is Nikki, and she's been missing here in California, in Redding, California. I didn't hear about the story, but I heard it off of another YouTuber, and from Nancy Grace had done the story here. Well, she's not here, but she had done the story. But it's, all of these DV reports coming up. And we're also going to touch on the story that I did previously last week. We're going to touch on that story a little bit more because I got a lot of comments. And I wanted to go back and read some of those comments and discuss some of those comments as well. And then I'm also going to touch on the little 12-year-old girl that was AR'd and unalived by these two men that had come over, I believe from the Dominican Republic or Cuba, one of the places, but I'm going to get that story straight as well. So we're going to touch, it's just kind of a mix tonight. I wanted to kind of go over some of those stories and kind of discuss them. I was going to go live, but I knew that it was the 4th of July weekend and everybody's out of town probably and would not be able to join me on my live. So we'll do a live when I know that everyone's in town and we can bring some of my new subscribers up and join me. And welcome to all of those new subscribers as well. So we're going to get started. But this is a case, and this is a young lady that has 4 children and went missing. And she had this husband that she's been married to, and there was a long history of DV. She had went to the police and reported this history of DV. And if I can get my hands on, I meant to pull that up to try to find it. If I can get my hands on the report, the police report that she went to the police department and did this whole list of what he had done to her. And she's only, I believe, 5'4". And she did this whole police report on what he had done to her. So she filed this police report, and also she was on her way to court to get charges brought against him. And somehow, right before court on May 16th, she went missing and nowhere to be found. And all of a sudden, she just goes missing. And one of the other YouTubers was saying it kind of reminded him of the Micah Miller case. To me, somewhat it does, but it's a little bit different to me. This guy, her husband, he's a little cocky. I think that, do I think that he's involved? Heck, yes, I do. Because all of a sudden she comes up missing after she's going to court to get charges brought against you, as these charges should be brought against you. I'm going to pull up her picture, and also I'm going to try to find the report that she had placed with the police department when she went in to see when she went to do the list of charges. I know that he had, she had a black eye. He had pulled her hair. He had just done so much to her. And, she went to file. Now, to me, if I'm going to file, as in the Micah Miller case, she filed for divorce. Why would you file for divorce and then end up unaliving yourself? And to me, with this same case, Why would she go to the police department and make this report and file the charges, and then all of a sudden just say, you know what, to hell with it, I'm going to escape? And why would she not take her 3 young daughters, because she has daughters? Why would she leave her daughters knowingly with this monster? Because I'm sure that he would do this same thing to his young girls. Why would she leave the girls there with him? So we'll get into all of that and discuss, these things with you all. So I'm going to pull up some of the news reports about this case in Redding, California, and we'll go from there. And let me go back because I want to do this one. I want to make sure that I'm getting I want to start with the new videos first. So it's been 25 days. My goodness. Let me see here. Let me go to back here. I'm sorry, guys, if I need to share it again.
Speaking with the people desperate to bring the missing woman home.
From the skies down to the tribal grounds, the search for Nikki Saelee McCain continues.
Today we are on another search for my sister. We're looking around the Clear Creek area.
We copy.
Okay, station 7.
Family, friends, and civilians joined Sunday morning at 9 a.m., meeting at the Clear Creek Market outside of the Wind River Casino. Why this area?
You know what, this area, just because it was searched already on Wednesday, but they didn't finish everything, and it's kind of close to where my sister was last known to be seen or heard from.
The Redding Rancheria Tribal Council granted the search group rights for a section of the otherwise private area for a few hours in the morning. The rest of the tribal grounds remain private, with tribal laws that prohibit non-tribal members from visiting. Ron Lim, a frequent flyer, took time out of his day to help join the search for Nikki.
And we are going to go up and join the ground search right now for Nikki, missing Nikki.
Lim says he is worried about Nikki's well-being and has local ties to her and her family.
Sad story so far. I'm hoping that we can, help do something, whether it's, closure in some, way or other.
Nikki has now been missing for about 3 weeks, with no known sightings of her since May 17th. Her family says she was last known to be leaving the Wind River Casino. The Shasta County Sheriff's Office said in a statement last week that the missing person case remains active and they are continuing to work on the investigation. They said further details of steps being taken are not being released at this time due to the integrity of this investigation.
And the sooner we can get up there and find her, the more chance, we can find her alive and well. But the longer this goes without finding her is not good.
The Redding Rancheria also says it's committed to doing everything in its power to help find Nikki and bring her home to her children. In collaboration with a local nonprofit dedicated to finding missing people, the tribe has offered a $10,000 reward for information leading to Nikki's safe return. They've also placed a billboard along the I-5 highway to maximize awareness and potential leads. And the tribe says it's fully cooperating with local law enforcement, urging anyone with information to come forward. If you know anything and would like to remain anonymous, call 530-378-4491. You can also call the Shasta County Sheriff's Office and ask for Lieutenant Chris Edwards in the Major Crimes Unit.
Oh, I'm sorry. My mic was muted, but that was the husband. And I'm going to play another video if I could find it, where he was walking into the courtroom, and I believe either the sister said, where is she? And he just kind of shrugs his shoulders and says, I don't know. You know, it's like, you arrogant a-hole. If your wife is missing, why would you walk by and say, I don't know? You know, just so arrogantly. If my husband is missing and I can't find him, I'm not going to just walk by and say, I don't know. You know, I'm going to be very upset. So that just goes to show maybe he did have something to do with it. I'm almost positive he probably did have something to do with, you know, unaliving her. At this point, I believe that, you know, for this long, he probably did have something to do with it. You know, a mother's not going to leave her 4 children this long and not come back for her 4 children. A mother's just not going to do that, especially when she's a DV person herself. I don't think that she would leave her 3 young daughters there with this monster and not try to reach out to get help for them to get them out of that home. So, you know, at this point, she's probably, you know, sad to say. You know, we always hope for the best, but at this point, you know, no news is good news. And I just, you know, I don't like to say that. We'll pray that she's found safe and, you know, alive and well, but we'll see. So let's go on to the next video. There's another video that I want to play that he is then walking into the court. Let me see if I could find that one. I might have to just slip on to someone else's YouTube channel. Now, before I do that, let me say this. I had a comment that someone said to me, why are you sharing someone else's video? Why don't you just let them, you know, go to their, people go and go to their channel and watch their video. And I said, you know, first of all, we all share, you know, as YouTubers, we share, you know, each other's content, some of it. And, you know, and I believe that's okay, you know, with some YouTubers. And so, you know, and I said to this, you know, I believe I said on the channel, I will, you know, share the YouTubers, you know, content. I'm not going to watch the whole video. And actually the video that I had gotten the content off of, he was sharing another YouTuber's content. And I just kind of just got bits and pieces off of his. So if I'm going to go to Pascal, because I love Pascal, and get, I think I'm going to get that little, he did have a little, if I can't find it myself, I'm going to get the little, when she went to the police department to give her statement of what he had done. I might get it off Pascal's show. And then also the video of what he got if I can't find it myself, of the husband going to court and just kind of shrugging his shoulders. Because I thought, that's just so arrogant. But I'm going to try to find it myself. But I'm going to play this next clip of him walking out of the courtroom, and I believe it was the same day, with his attorney. But he just has no remorse. It's like he can care less where his wife is. He doesn't have a care in the world. I believe that they said that also at one point he said that she had gone to Vegas and eloped, and then or had an affair with a woman, had eloped with a woman. And I'm like, give me a break. Give me a break. She wouldn't have left her children, first of all. She would have taken her children with her. I don't think that she would have done that. So it just has his name written all over it. This lady was just, I just don't believe that. So I'm going to stop rambling. I always ramble when I go onto these stories, but I'm going to stop rambling and find the video. Let's see. I think this is the one where he's walking out of court. And this is just a small clip here where he's walking out of court. I don't think there's any sound to that. Yeah, there's no sound. He's just walking out of court. They have this billboard. Excuse me. Let's see. I will do what I'll do is I'll go through to Pascal and I'll fast forward through some of it. And share it that way. Let me do that real quick first here. Okay.
Quote unquote, was not making any sense. So I guess he was just talking gibberish. She told officials Tyler contacted her
This is
in
what
the bedroom and immediately
he did. She filed.
jumped on her, held her down on the ground before using his fists to her face in a harsh, forceful manner, pulling her hair and pouring water on her. The behavior continued for 3 hours, y'all.
Wow.
3 whole hours. According to the report. During which time he allegedly bound her ankles and wrists together and placed tape over her mouth. Can I just say, what is this? And who does this? Who does this? Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. Tyler does. Oh, yes, he does. Of people dealing with in-laws. Okay. But at the same time, she's.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop bits and pieces. Now so that was part of when she went to the police department and filed the statement. And that's what he had done to her. So that was a statement that she filed with the police department. And she said that, this is what he had done to her. So it was just a horrific statement that she had given to the police department. So this is when they were on their way to court. Then she ends up right before, I believe it was like 2 or 3 days before they went to court, she ends up missing from the casino. This is now the clip that I'm going to play where he's going into court and she's missing. And the sister says, where's my sister? And he shrugs his shoulders. So I'm going to fast forward all the way to this now.
Right now. I'm just going to do it now. And I'm going to play it again later because you want to know why. It's because there's a voice behind this camera while he's walking into the courthouse. And the voice is constantly saying, where is she? That's family members actually asking Tyler, the husband of Nikki. Family members are asking him, of all people, where his wife is. Mother of 4, by the way. The woman that brought these 4 right here that you see, these 4 beautiful children into the world. And just look how he acts. Look how he acts. Let me show you this now. F it. I'm going to show it to you now. Okay? Because every time I see it, I'm like, ugh, it aggravates me, guys. So let's take a look at this video. Like I said, we're going to watch it again because, to prove a point and send a message. But let's take a look at this video.
Tyler's on the street. No justice. Tyler, where's Nikki? Where's Nikki? Tyler, where's my sister? Where's my sister? Where's my sister? Where's my sister? If Tyler's on the streets, no justice, no peace. If Tyler's on the streets, no justice, no peace. If Tyler's on the streets, no justice, no peace. If Tyler's on the streets, where's my sister, Tyler?
Okay. I'm going to repeat that in the beginning because it's the look on his face as soon as he sees, look at that. It's like man, I don't know. You know what I mean? He kind of shrugs at the sister. This is her sister asking this question. You'd think that he would sit there. You'd think that he would go over there. But you'll see. And he don't care, man. He don't care. This is a very dangerous man. I'm sorry. I said it. I don't give a damn.
Tyler, where's Nikki? Where's Nikki? Tyler, where's my
See
sister?
that? Man, I don't know.
Wow. So just very cocky and like he does not really care. He does not care at all where his wife is. So she's been missing since May 17th. I believe I said May 16th. Maybe I said May 17th. And she's nowhere, no trace of her, period. They have now, they said that they're going to give the a couple of days. They're going to postpone the hearing to see if she comes forth. Is she going to come forth? I doubt it because she's been gone since May 17th and there's been no trace of her. There's also been a $10,000 reward and no one has seen her. So, just please share the story out there, get it out there so that we could, possibly, hopefully get, if there's some sighting out there that we can, hopefully, help find her. Just like Sebastian. There's no sign of Sebastian Rogers. He's been missing for months and no sign of him either. And we're still talking about it. And they've gotten private investigators and they've done numerous searches and there's still no sign of him either. I mean, this is just, mind boggling. But we, almost know in this case, pretty much, kind of have a little inkling that this guy probably did it. In my opinion, I think he did. He had something, well, he did it. In my opinion. So just please keep her family in prayers and hopefully, it's a better outcome than a worse outcome. But, you never know. And we need to make sure that those kids are safe and in someone else's custody besides his. Also, I wanted to move on to I probably will go ahead and do the 12-year-old little girl that was found. I'll do that on a different day. Probably next week, I'll come back on and have a conversation about the 12-year-old little girl that was found. Because by that time, they'll probably have some court hearings going on or something going on, and I can get more information about them. But I did want to move on to the mother that documented her whole story on Facebook as, it was, well, not her whole story, but her whole marriage that I did. And I'm actually going to pull it up. If I could actually, let's see, find a way to see if I could, let's see how I could share a video file. If I can. And I don't remember, let's see. I don't think I would have it in my gallery. Don't know. Let's see what day I did. I'm sorry, guys. I wanted to do a reaction to that video because it was so interesting. We had a lot of comments on that video, and this ties in with that video somewhat because, all of the DVs going on, and we had a good conversation about, that video, and there was some good questions, and there was a lot of, people that came up that were negative, and I did have to block one person that was just very, I don't know what her problem was, but I blocked her, and I thought, what an I don't like to call people idiots, but what, it was the mom that documented her abuse on Facebook. That's what it was. And that was, the mom that documented her, her abuse on Facebook. And I think it was this one. Let me see. I don't want to play it, but I don't know if that's it. But we'll see if that's don't know how to, before I do it. But anyway, I wanted to talk about that one. I wanted to see, what, I wanted to kind of get some questions from that. And there was a lot of, comments from that. And I don't know. I don't know. There was a family member that came up, and maybe I can just read it off of my phone. The family member came up, and I believe it was a family member. I'm almost positive that it was. And she commented, and she said that, we didn't know both sides of the story. And when she said that, I thought, there's always two sides to the story. But, what side did we really have to know? Because I believe in the story, I said, let's see if I can get my comments here. And it was very pleasant, I mean, of course, like I said, I did have to block a couple of people. See, I'm sorry. Bear with me, guys. Oh, shoot. Bear with me. She said, first of all, bloggers need to. I keep. Okay, here it is. She says, first of all, it does not matter about them being abusive to each other, because that is the problem people need to be educated on. How to have a healthy relationship, control their emotions, and how to prevent themselves from getting into an unhealthy one. It's clear they both needed help from what I witnessed. So I'm assuming that she was a family member. And she said, so if you guys haven't read the comments, go back and watch that video, read the comments. And she said, from what I witnessed with my own eyes, not from what the news said or from what someone else said, but with my own eyes. It's hard to tell a grown person what to do, especially when they won't listen, as you mentioned, because I mentioned that in the video. You can't tell a grown person, and I'm going to stop there from reading that, what to do in a relationship. You cannot tell them, to get out of it. They have to want to get out of that when they're ready. And it's not always easy, because when you're in that type of relationship, and I'm going to tell you from experience because I was in one, and people thought, well, you keep, going back. When you're stalked and you're drained, I would come home late and I would try to park my car in different places, because I lived in an apartment at that time. And I would park it, different places. Like I say, oh, he wouldn't be able to find my car here. So then maybe if he didn't see my car, he wouldn't throw rocks at my window, or just call and look to see, and stalk me. So I would park my car in different places so that he wouldn't find it. He would always end up finding my car. And you just get worn down to say, well, maybe if I go back, then I'll have some type of peace. And that's just really the dumb thing that you're thinking. But at the time, that's the only logic, because they wear you down so much. I'm not for sure, everybody's different. So you kind of get to that point to where that's the logic that you're thinking. And many DV victims think that same way, that that they've told their story. They really think that same way. And so that's the way you think. You just want some type of peace of mind, because they wear you down so much and they just stalk you so much. It's like, okay, maybe if I take them back, it'll calm down and that will be good. And it doesn't. It just gets worse every time. And so that's a wrong mentality to think. So you really need to get with your family. I did get with a family member, and he stalked me there. And it was like, so, you don't want to put your family members in danger. So what do you do at that point? So it's just, a no-win situation. And so you're just, so you just get worn down. However, I'm going to finish reading this comment, because, a lot of people came after her. And I think that when you're the family member, you kind of want to protect your family member that's, maybe doing that. You kind of see their side, but there is no side, because as I said it in that story, he went to her apartment or their home. He didn't have to go over there. I mean, it wasn't like they were fighting each other. And as she said, they put their hands on each other. And as I commented back to her, I said to her, he went to her. She didn't go to him. He went to her and unalived all of the three of, her and her two children. And then took the child that they had together, and then later he unalived himself, and they ended up, saving the child. But he had no right to go to her. I mean, it wasn't like they were in the house together and they were, hitting each other. And even then, I think that one of you should control your temper to leave. It doesn't have to get to the point where you have to unalive each other. It shouldn't get to that point. At some point, you have to say, you know what? One of us has to be the bigger person, and we have to walk away, not to let our tempers get to that point. But you made the choice when you got into that car and you drove to her house and you unalived her. You made that choice knowingly and willingly. So there is no excuse for, unaliving her. So and so we had our, we went back and forth, and, I don't know if she gets it, but I'm not, and that's not my place to try to make her to get it, but there's no excuse for taking someone else's life, especially when you thought about it. You got in your car, you drove over there, and you unalived her. That is no excuse, period. In my eyes, no excuse. So let me finish reading this comment that she put. Okay, she says, especially when they won't listen, as you mentioned in your video. The marriage shouldn't have happened. Family on both sides told them not to get married. On top of having each other alone, but neither listened. The news didn't mention that now, did they? I told him myself not to marry, but he told me he was doing it anyway. Family is not going to come to a blog, because I told her, you're more than welcome to come up and tell your story if you'd like to. And she said, family is not going to come to, family is not going to come to bloggers' YouTube channel or Facebook or the news to discuss this heartbreaking story when they all know how that turned out. They have already received death threats, and which is not, you should never go and threaten somebody, because it's not the family's fault that this guy unalived her. Family has nothing to do with what he did, the choice that he made. So you should never go and threaten the family. Okay, death threats. Some of them because of what he did, even though they had nothing to do with it. Many family members have the mentality of, if I know the truth, no need for me to speak. It's funny how the news takes one of the posts and calls it a threat, but don't share the text messages that provide more clearly. Plus, the messages he posted wasn't even about her. And then she says, let alone a threat. Again, I am not excusing his actions. And she did, say that. I'm not excusing his actions. But I have yet to see a video on educating the community on what led to this, or how abusive relationships that end in death affect so many lives. The news not once said how they will prevent this as this. I'm having it because these are small and I can't read. I have my glasses on, but even the small print. I recall. Okay, she said something about in St. Louis. I recall this happening with a similar situation not too long ago. Before this, not too long ago, and then she says, and from this location. The news didn't say anything about that. She said, ain't said nothing about that. They dropped the ball in that protection order. You can look at the family member Facebook all you want, but you won't find them posting about what happened. Bobby didn't even post everything that took place between them. The family knows, though, partly why they won't speak. And then I replied, and I says, I agree. The news and others need to do more about educating about domestic violence. I am a domestic, I think I said that later, but I'm a domestic violence survivor. And, a lot of others, and I can just tell you what I said. Basically, I basically told you guys I'm a domestic a DV survivor. And, but I told her it's no excuse. And there was a lot of other comments that said there's no excuse for anybody to take anybody's life. And like I just said, there's no excuse for you driving to her house, because you had to get into your car and you had to drive to her residence, and you made that choice. You made a clear decision to drive over there to her home and take her life. And that's something that you didn't have to do. So regardless to the text messages exchanged between the two of you or whatnot, you made that choice. And, but watch that video, because I know before I had said there was a lot of DV going on before all of this happened. So they never should have made that, because it was happening before. So when being tied in with this case, the Nikki case, try to get out as best you can, and keep in contact with family members. And if you do have like that one family member that you don't tell that person where they're at or where they live, and that can be like a safe haven for you that you can run to and then hide there so that they won't know where you're at, do that. And then he will not ever know where you're at. So you can have one safe haven to go to. But please try your best to get out of it, because if they hit you one time, they're going to continue to do it. So don't take the flowers, and even with, the disrespect in a marriage, when they start disrespecting you and emotional abuse, if they do it once or twice, they're going to continue to do it, and it only gets worse. So when you keep hearing the sorries and I'm going to change and this and that, it's not. It only gets worse. So get out of the situation while you can. Don't accept the flowers. Don't accept the bracelets. Don't accept the, dinners and, the special gifts and all of that. Now, I'm not saying that some people, can't change, but they have to want to change. And that takes counseling. That takes extensive work for them to change. And you have to want to change to do it. It can't be, oh, I've hit you. I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And there's no changes being made. Now, we all fall when we're trying to make a change. We all fall. But it's what we do when we fall. So don't stay with someone when they put their hands on you, and try to make that safe haven. Try to have a backup plan before. Have that suitcase packed, have that, stash put away so that you can make that run with your children when they're at work, when they're gone. So stay safe out there, just make sure that, you have, a plan, especially when you're in a DV situation. So thank you all so much for watching. I do have a life coaching business. So if you guys are interested in seeking life coach for relationship or just, any kind of relationship life coaching, you need some sort of, help in your life, reach out to me. It is Divine Purpose Life Coaching here in San Diego. If you're here in this California area, period, I would love to work with you. It's Michelle you can actually reach me. Go to my Instagram page and my TikTok page, and I'll put that down below in my community. And it's on there. Go to that website and you will see it there. So it's Divine Purpose Coaching. And it's Michelle Shipley -19.org. So until next time, please hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the likes button, because the likes button is really important for me. And then also, please keep those comments coming. Please let me know how you feel about this video, as well as also comment and go look at that other video, and please comment on that video and let me know what you guys think. Your comments might help somebody that's watching these videos and help them to get out of a situation. Please share this video also, because we don't know if you might see Nikki out there somewhere, and this could help her. So until next time, thank you all so much for watching. And also thank you all for the new subscribers that have joined my channel. You're going to love it here. We also do cooking, so you can also go check out some of those recipes also that I make. Some of them are good. Well, most of them are good. I can't say some of them. Most of them are good. And some of them, they're okay. I get them off of the YouTubers, but the ones I make, A1. So go check them out. So until next time, bye.